After a year of brewing with the Outin Nano as my on-the-go coffee solution, I think it's time to reveal. Has it lived up to the hype? Or has it become just another gadget gathering dust? I'll answer these questions by comparing my unit against a brand new one. So keep watching because I've got some very interesting insights about this portable espresso maker. I promise this video will convince you if this is worth your money or not. Let's go. The Outin Nano comes with some impressive claims. It can brew up to 5 shots by heating 50 milliliters of water in about 3 minutes, and a whopping 200 shots or more with preheated water on a single charge. Today, I'll put these claims to the test to get a true performance comparison and confirm how much you can actually get from this machine, as well as how the battery holds up over time. This device packs a 7500 milliampere battery and works with both standard coffee pots or your preferred coffee. They've recently launched an accessory kit to enhance the experience and increase the output, but we'll dive into that later. If you want my detailed review of the Nano, check out this link. I made that video after using it for only a few weeks. Now, 1 year later, here's what I really think about the Outin. Let me be clear. I don't use this machine every day, and I can't speak to its continuous daily use, as it is not my main coffee maker. However, I've been taking the Outin out, no pun intended, very frequently. I brought it to work multiple times a week. I took it out on picnics and short strolls where I knew I was gonna need coffee. I used it on road trips and even brought it with me when traveling abroad on vacation, where it became my main coffee brewer at my parents' house for several weeks. So I could say this Outin has seen maybe 70 or 80 full charges just from the top of my head. I've used it for espresso, but also to make lattes and other espresso-based drinks. And I will talk about the espresso quality after this, but I have to say that I really love the reliability of it. It is a bit heavy, but not heavy enough to be an inconvenience. It's sturdy, kinda rock, so I've never felt that it could easily break, and no, I'm not gonna test that. And preparing the shots is simple enough as long as you're carrying a good manual grinder, properly ground beans, or your coffee pots. However, while the Nano excels in portability and ease of use, there are a few areas where I feel it actually falls short. For instance, if you wanna take it for camping, but you won't bring a way to heat water, the 5 shots just won't cut it. Not just the amount, but the shot size as well. You see, out of the box, the Outin Nano promises to brew 5 shots from a single charge, which we'll confirm in the later test. But those 5 shots are just around 30 ml. When using the Nano Basket Plus accessory kit, it allows you to pull double shots hitting 70 ml of water, but keep in mind that the battery will give you less extractions in exchange. I do not camp, so that has never been an issue for me. But my friends who do, from what I've heard, usually have means to heat water, so in theory, it shouldn't be a problem. Considering that you can charge it in your car, the device holds up for that kind of use. Another thing worth mentioning is that the Outin Nano is more suited for solo use rather than for serving a group. For 2 or 3 people, it's fine, but remember, this is an espresso maker, not just a coffee maker. When I had to brew for a group, everyone had to wait a couple minutes for their coffee to be ready, and I didn't have multiple baskets at hand. And here's something I had to accept about the Outin. As a barista and coffee nerd, this really helped me maintain my expectations in check. You won't ever achieve a full, perfect espresso shot as the ones you can get from a proper professional machine. The Outin Nano has a clever way of pushing the water out with enough pressure to give you a smooth crema on almost every shot, but the final shot is not to the same grade as what you can get with high-end machines. I can confidently say that in terms of flavor and texture, it is closer to a mocha pot than an actual espresso, which isn't a bad thing. The sooner I accepted that, the faster I understood that this machine is in its own category, the portable espresso maker category. With this said, the experience and convenience with the right expectations can totally elevate your perception and enjoyment of this tool. But don't pull the trigger until we see the comparison between my old, well-loved Outin versus a brand new one. And before we do that, remember to subscribe to my channel if you're getting value from this video. I'm also pleased to announce that I recently opened a membership option that you can join. For the price of an espresso shot, you can access my videos earlier, get other perks, and well, it will be such a huge support for me to continue making these videos for you. Now, can this really pull up to 200 shots on a single charge? And how well does the battery and overall build hold up after a year of regular use? We're about to find out by comparing my well-loved Nano with this brand new unit I got with their Christmas gift box. By the way, big disclaimer here. Outin sent me both units for me to test out, but they don't get to see the video before you do or dictate the content in any way. My opinions are fully based on my experience with the device, as my goal is for you to make an informed decision and to provide you the best bang for your buck, which is why I also got a discount in the description. Anyhow, let's jump to the comparison. Externally, besides the obvious difference in color, they're both essentially the same. I've taken care of my unit, so there's no visible wear around it or the buttons. I might say that using the carrying case has helped a lot with this. They both feel as clicky when pressing the button, although the new one's lid and cup are not as tight and feel less resistant compared to the old one. Not totally sure why. For the first test, let's see how many shots they can pull with the self-heating feature on a full charge, and if time has influenced the shot amount or quality in any way. For this, I'm using 6 grounds of finely ground coffee and 50 milliliters of water in the upper chamber. The water is at room temperature, which right now is at about 28 degrees Celsius. The first shot came with a surprise. The old Outin actually heated up the water quicker and pulled the shot before the 3-minute mark, whereas the new unit took 3 minutes and 15 seconds. This was impressive until I measured the temperature. There is a 7 degrees difference between these shots. The new one pulled the shot at 66 degrees versus the 59 from the old unit. So I have a theory of what's going on, but let's keep going. Oh, and in terms of taste, besides the difference in temperature, both were pretty much the same in this one. For the second shot, the old Outin was still heating faster, but now with less difference as the preheating helped the new one pull the shot closer to the 3-minute mark. Interesting enough, the temperature of both these shots was higher, and the difference came down to just 4 degrees. 64 for the old Outin, 68 for the new one. Battery-wise, seems like they're at the same level. For the third and fourth shot, both were pretty consistent, coming closer in brewing time. The old Outin still being the fastest though. The shot temperature is also consistent on the new unit, and the difference came down to only 2 degrees. Now, can they pull a fifth shot? For this one, it seems like the old Outin has less battery left. Let's hit it, wait, and there you go! 5 shots each. I gotta say, the taste was pretty much the same. Smooth, balanced, and very reminiscent of a strong mocha pot brew. However, the new Outin's shot felt a bit more full-bodied, with a richer crema, which I believe has a lot to do with my following conclusion. But first, I saw they both had some battery left, and I tried to pull the 6th shot. However, both units only managed to heat up the water before the battery died. So, Outin makes a claim on the amount of shots and the extraction speed, but the output temperature is nowhere to be found on their product page. Just here, they mention 92 degrees, but it surely refers to the water heating in the chamber instead of the output. I didn't test this, but James Hoffman did on his recent video about the Outin, and he measured close to those 92, with output temperatures similar to what I got. This tells me that Outin is prioritizing their big claim and sacrificing temperature to keep the amount of shots consistent as the battery degrades over time. Certainly, preheating the machine helped increase the output temperature, especially on the older unit, but the difference is still noticeable in taste. What about their other huge claim? Let's see if either one can surpass the 200 extractions or if they'll die trying. As I recharged the batteries, I noticed that the new one was at least 20% faster, which is expected. This is not a fast charging device, so keep that in mind if you get one. For this test, I'll just directly pass water through the Outin. I'm not sure how much of a difference the lack of coffee resistance will make, so I'll be putting the water with a full tank at 80 ml instead of 50 to compensate, as I can't really prepare 400 shots back to back at the moment. And a bit unrelated to battery, but it's a question I've been getting a lot, is how do you clean this machine? You can simply wipe and rinse it after every use. In my case, every now and then I run hot water through it just to clean the insides. And although I've never tried it, you can totally use these scaling solutions if you want to ensure there's no buildup after extensive use. After 50 shots, there is no change in the battery level, at least from the LED indicators, so I'll just keep going. Now we're past 200 shots on both, and the battery levels are pretty much the same. Even letting the pump run for a longer time, the lack of resistance is proving a clear result. The Outin will give you several shots in a single charge, so if you're using preheated water, you won't have to worry about recharging for a long time. A trick that I used last time I traveled with it was just using hot tap water and then using the preheat function to reach max temperature. This gave me approximately 20 shots per charge, which isn't bad at all. But the most important question is, should you get this machine? I can confidently say that the Outin Nano has proven to be a solid performer over the past year, living up to its promises despite the sacrifice in output temperature. As any electronic device, time and usage will reduce its lifespan, and there is no way to replace the battery once it becomes unusable. I predict my unit will have at least 18 more months left of good performance just for the use I give to it. Does the convenience and portability, paired with a $150 price tag, present a reasonable trade-off? Up to you to decide. And if you're convinced, check the link in my description for a generous discount that you can apply to any unit or gift box. Yes, even to this Christmas gift box, which comes with a Nano Basket Plus and this very solid and convenient stand. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.